Hi, this is Eddie Offerman with a quick tutorial on relighting real-world footage by interactive assignment of surface normal information. A few weeks ago, I posted a video covering the process of relighting rendered CG elements in a compositing tool like Shake using a surface normals pass. Since that covered normals-based relighting of rendered CG elements, I thought I'd write an article that takes the concept a little farther and should stretch the reader's mind on what's possible with this sort of approach. The earlier tutorial covered something that naturally can be accomplished by going back to the original scene in your 3D application, adjusting lighting and re-rendering. But there are times when we want to adjust the lighting primarily in the compositing application, but want more than some masked-off gamma correction, lifts, and crushes. So it's handy then to be able to apply an effect more similar to real-world lighting, and that's what a rendered surface normals pass will enable us to do. But what about real-world imagery? Can this same technique be applied to live-action footage just as it can on a CG element? Absolutely. You'll want to start with a few elements like the following. First, a full-color image, similar to this one. Under ideal conditions, you'd have an image with very diffuse lighting, something with a lot of bounce light, or an exterior on an overcast day, for instance. The idea here is that there are relatively few real shadows in the image. The reality is that you won't have that very often, and you'll have to use what you've got. You may decide that the shadows that do exist need to be painted out before you continue. I haven't done that for this example, but you'd be hard-pressed to find a high-end effects project that relit a real-world environment and didn't remove the existing shadows at some point in the pipeline. This image is a mat of the farmhouse that we saw pictured a moment ago. You'll probably need to generate something like this for your scene if you haven't already. A combination of keying, a little bit of roto work, and a little bit of paint work managed to create this particular mat. Next, we have a polygon sphere that I've made as unsmooth as possible and rendered a surface normals pass of it. You can use that one, or you can download something similar off of my website. I prefer using something like this because I have a better feeling of where these surfaces are facing than if I used basically just a straight surface normals pass of a sphere. This makes it like a kind of special color palette so I can perform the next step. Next, I roto out a super simple normal map of the surface of the image. This can be more or less complicated depending on how much detail you want in the relight. If the surfaces are softer, you may want to blur the resulting image some. This will soften the transitions. Pick colors for each of your surfaces from the faces of the polysphere normal pass, making sure to keep parallel faces the same color as you interactively create a normal pass for your real-world element. Then, I set up the opaque white OneLight Plus node as described in the normals relighting video. Shake users can download the tool for free from my website. Naturally, using moving footage will require more animated roto work to generate the interactive surface normals pass. Remember, keep the colors the same unless the element itself is moving. It might be tempting, if this is the first time you've done it, to adjust the color as you appear to move around the object. This is generally not what you're looking for. More complex objects with broader camera moves can be relit if you build 3D geometry to match the visible elements. Match move that geometry to match the footage. Render a surface normals pass of those elements. Use that rendered surface normals pass to relight the live footage. In a future installment, I'll describe a method to generate surface normals data by painting a bump map onto an image. In the meantime, I'll leave it as an exercise to the curious artist. How could you convert a simple grayscale height map into surface normals data in Shake?